Hello guys, welcome to Criminal Minds Unleashed. What's my name? 3 simple words that could save your life. Imagine it's late at night. You're tired? Maybe you've had a few drinks. You call a rideshare and a car pulls up. Without thinking, you reach for the door handle, but wait, did you check if this is really your ride? For 21-year-old Samantha Josephson, this split-second decision would be her last. On a chilly March night in 2019, in the bustling college town of Columbia, South Carolina, Samantha made a mistake that millions of us could have made. She got into the wrong car. What followed was a nightmare that would shock a nation, devastate a family, and change the way we think about ride-sharing forever. This is the story of Samantha Josephson, a bright young woman with a promising future, whose tragic fate would spark a movement and rewrite laws across the country. It's a tale of unthinkable horror, but also one of resilience, love, and the power of a community united in the face of tragedy. So buckle up and pay attention, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why those 3 words, "What's my name?" might just be the most important question you ever ask. This is Samantha's story, and it could have been yours. In the heart of Columbia, South Carolina, where the University of South Carolina buzzes with youthful energy, a story unfolded that would send shockwaves across the nation and forever change the landscape of ride-sharing. This is the story of Samantha Josephson, a bright young woman whose life was cut tragically short, but whose legacy continues to protect others to this day. Samantha Lee Josephson was born in Princeton, New Jersey, and grew up in the close-knit community of Robbinsville. From a young age, she showed a keen intellect and a passion for justice that would shape her future aspirations. As she grew, her dreams took flight, leading her to the University of South Carolina, where she majored in political science. By her senior year in 2019, Samantha had blossomed into a vibrant, ambitious young woman. Her friends knew her as Sami, a bubbly personality with an infectious laugh and a knack for bringing people together. As a member of the Alpha Gamma Delta sorority, she had formed close bonds and created memories that would last a lifetime. Samantha's horizons had expanded during her time at college. She had studied abroad in Barcelona, soaking in the rich culture and history of Europe. Her adventures took her to Madrid and Paris, igniting a passion for international affairs that would influence her career goals. As graduation approached, Samantha's future seemed brighter than ever. She had earned a full scholarship to Drexel University School of Law, along with a partial scholarship to Rutgers. Her dream of practicing international law was within reach, and those who knew her had no doubt she would make a significant impact on the world. On the evening of March 28, 2019, Samantha decided to enjoy a night out with friends in Columbia's popular Five Points district. The area, known for its lively atmosphere and college crowd, was a favorite spot for students to unwind and celebrate. Little did anyone know that this ordinary night would take a sinister turn. As the clock ticked past 2 a.m. on March 29th, Samantha, ready to head home, did what countless people do every day. She ordered an Uber. Standing on the curb outside the Bird Dog bar, she waited for her ride, likely scrolling through her phone or chatting with friends saying their goodbyes. At 2:09 a.m., a black Chevrolet Impala pulled up beside her. In a moment of fatal mistaken identity, Samantha climbed into the vehicle, assuming it was her Uber. But the driver wasn't an Uber employee. It was Nathaniel Rowland, a man with malicious intent. As soon as Samantha was inside, Rowland activated the child locks, turning the car into a prison from which she couldn't escape. In that moment, what should have been a safe ride home became a horrifying kidnapping. When Samantha failed to return home, her roommates grew worried. It wasn't like her to disappear without a word. As the hours ticked by with no sign of Samantha, they made the difficult decision to report her missing. News of Samantha's disappearance spread quickly across the campus and beyond. Her parents, Marcy and Seymour Josephson, rushed to Columbia from New Jersey, their hearts heavy with fear and hope. As they arrived in the city where their daughter had spent her college years, They were met with a community already mobilizing to find Samantha. Law enforcement launched an intensive search. Flyers with Samantha's photo were plastered across Columbia. Students, faculty, and local residents joined in the effort, combing the areas she was last seen, calling out her name in hopes of a response. Hours turned into a day. Hope began to fade. The vibrant college town, usually alive with the excitement of upcoming graduations and future possibilities, was now shrouded in a pall of fear and uncertainty. On the afternoon of March 29th, about 14 hours after Samantha had gotten into the wrong car, a group of turkey hunters made a horrifying discovery in a field near the town of New Zion, some 65 miles from Columbia. There, in a remote area, lay the body of a young woman. The news hit Columbia like a thunderbolt. The body was soon identified as Samantha's, and the community that had been searching for her was plunged into grief. The University of South Carolina, where Samantha had been weeks away from graduating, became a campus in mourning. As the tragic news spread, questions began to surface. How could this happen? Who was responsible? And how could such a vibrant life be snuffed out so senselessly? Law enforcement sprang into action, piecing together the events of that fateful night. Surveillance footage from 5 points became crucial evidence, showing Samantha entering a black Chevrolet Impala at 2:09 a.m. The breakthrough came swiftly. On March 30th, just a day after Samantha's body was found, police spotted a car matching the description of the one Samantha had entered. When they attempted to pull the vehicle over, the driver, Nathaniel Rowland, fled on foot. After a short chase, he was apprehended. What investigators found in Rowland's car painted a gruesome picture. The vehicle contained a large amount of Samantha's blood, particularly in the passenger seat and trunk. Her cell phone was also recovered from the car. Perhaps most chillingly, police found a container of liquid bleach, germicidal wipes, and window cleaner, evidence of an attempt to cover up a horrific crime. Further investigation uncovered more damning evidence. In the trash behind Rowland's girlfriend's home, police found cleaning supplies and a two-bladed knife, both bearing traces of Samantha's blood. DNA evidence collected from under Rowland's fingernails matched Samantha's. The most heartbreaking details came from the autopsy. It revealed that Samantha had suffered approximately 120 stab wounds in a frenzied attack. She had fought for her life, with defensive wounds on her hands showing her desperate struggle. The brutality of the assault was almost beyond comprehension. Nathaniel Rowland was charged with kidnapping, murder, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. As the legal process began, the community rallied around the Josephson family, demanding justice for Samantha. The trial began on July 20th, 2021, more than 2 years after Samantha's death. Over the course of a week, prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence against Rowland. They called 31 witnesses, including forensic experts, law enforcement officers, and even a cell phone store owner, who testified that Rowland had tried to sell him Samantha's phone the day after she went missing. Throughout the trial, Samantha's parents sat in the courtroom, reliving the nightmare of their daughter's final moments. The evidence presented was often graphic and heart-wrenching, but they endured it, determined to see justice served. Rowland's defense team called no witnesses, and Rowland himself did not testify. After closing arguments, the jury retired to deliberate. In just over an hour, they returned with their verdict: guilty on all counts. Immediately following the conviction, Judge Clifton Newman sentenced Rowland to life in prison. In his remarks, the judge described the case as the most severe murder he had ever seen in court, calling Rowland heartless for his actions. While the trial brought a measure of closure, Samantha's parents, Marcy and Seymour, knew their work was far from over. Determined to prevent similar tragedies, they channeled their grief into action, establishing the What's My Name Foundation. The foundation's mission was twofold: to educate people about rideshare safety and to support charitable causes in Samantha's memory. They began advocating for policy changes, working tirelessly with lawmakers to enhance safety measures for rideshare passengers. Their efforts bore fruit. On June 5, 2019, just months after Samantha's death, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster signed the Samantha L. Josephson Ride-Sharing Safety Act into law. The act requires rideshare vehicles to display license plate numbers on the front and imposes fines on those who misrepresent themselves as authorized drivers. The wave of change spread beyond South Carolina. In New Jersey, Samantha's home state, Governor Phil Murphy signed Sami's law in June 2019. This legislation mandates more robust identification measures for rideshare vehicles, including credential placards with the driver's name, photo, and license plate number. Similar laws were enacted in North Carolina and proposed in New York, creating a ripple effect of safety enhancements across the country. But the Josephsons didn't stop at the state level. They set their sights on federal legislation. Working with members of Congress, they helped craft a federal version of Sami's law. The bill, introduced in June 2019, proposed nationwide standards for rideshare safety, including requirements for front license plates, illuminated windshield signs, and scannable codes on vehicles. After years of advocacy, their efforts culminated in a significant victory. On January 5, 2023, President Joe Biden signed the federal version of Sami's law, ensuring that Samantha's legacy would have a lasting impact on rideshare safety across the entire nation. As the legal and legislative battles unfolded, those who knew Samantha sought ways to honor her memory. The University of South Carolina, where she had been just weeks away from graduating, awarded her a posthumous political science degree in May 2019. In a poignant ceremony, her diploma was presented to her mother, a bittersweet reminder of the bright future that had been stolen. The university also launched the What's My Name campaign, educating students about rideshare safety and encouraging them to always verify their driver's identity before entering a vehicle. This simple yet crucial step, born from tragedy, has undoubtedly saved lives. In Samantha's hometown of Robbinsville, New Jersey, the community came together to create a lasting memorial. A patio and rock garden were built and dedicated to Samantha, providing a peaceful place for reflection and remembrance. Today, years after that fateful night in Columbia, Samantha Josephson's story continues to impact lives. Every time someone checks a license plate before getting into a rideshare, every time a driver displays proper identification, Samantha's legacy lives on. Her story serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities we face in our increasingly connected world. But more than that, it stands as a testament to the power of love, the strength of community, and the ability of ordinary people to effect extraordinary change. Samantha Josephson entered a car on March 29, 2019, and never returned home. But in the years since, her story has traveled far beyond the streets of Columbia, touching lives and saving others across the nation. Through the tireless efforts of her parents, the support of her community, and the changes inspired by her tragic death, Samantha continues to make the world a safer place. As we remember Samantha, the political science major with dreams of practicing international law, the adventurous spirit who explored Europe, the beloved daughter and friend, we are reminded of the preciousness of life and the importance of looking out for one another. In the end, Samantha's story is not just one of tragedy, but of transformation. It's a story that asks us all to be more aware, more caring, and more proactive in ensuring the safety of ourselves and others. As we come to the end of Samantha's story, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Think about the last time you used a ride-sharing service. Did you check the license plate? Did you ask the driver, "What's my name?" Samantha's tragic story reminds us that a small action can make a big difference. It could even save a life, maybe your own, or someone you love. So here's my question to you. What will you do differently the next time you use a rideshare? How will you make sure you're getting into the right car? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your idea might help keep someone else safe. And if this story has impacted you, if you've learned something new or feel compelled to spread awareness, please hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you're not just supporting this channel. You're joining a community that's committed to looking out for each other and making the world a little bit safer. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.